Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Lou. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you guys like what you see, which I know you will, please make sure you press the subscribe button that's down below as well. Down below right here. Please make sure you press the subscribe button that's down below as well as the bell notification so you guys are notified every single time that I post a new video. For today's video is really an exciting one, and I've been meaning to do this video for the longest because I actually have been trying to find other videos like this on YouTube, and honestly I haven't seen that much. The one that I did see, they didn't really speak about the things that I really wanted to know about, and also it wasn't really towards small businesses. So I was like, okay, perfect, bet. I already had a few people asking me about this already, so I'm like, let me go ahead and make this video. I'm gonna try to make this video as informative as I can. Whatever information that I know, I'll let you guys know. And also, if I do say wrong things, or if you know the correct terms and stuff like that, leave it in the comments down below and let other people know, correct me, so I can know for later in the future. For today's video, as you guys can tell by this title, is going to be talking all about filing taxes for your small business and even for small time YouTubers. So first, to start off, if you make more than $200 to $400, now I believe it's 200, but I say between 200 to 400. If you make more than that, either doing YouTube or your small business, you have to file taxes. You're gonna owe the government some coins, and you have to file taxes. So that's first off. Second off, make sure that you guys keep track of all your transactions, all your expenses and stuff like that. Now, if you have a small business, it would be for, if you have Shopify. Since I personally use Shopify, I'm gonna be talking for Shopify. Now, if it's other, platforms, I can't speak on them because I don't have them. But when it relates to Shopify basically kind of already tracks all these things down for you, like all your payments, all your payouts, and how much you made for the year and stuff like that. They already have that information for you, which is great. Now, I personally thought that, Shopify, it was gonna send me like a paper that'll have all my tax information on it, but it doesn't, which I didn't know that. But they don't send you no 1099 or anything like that. They'll just have the information there for you to take them and use for your tax information. So make sure that you save everything, like every little single thing that that relates to your business. Make sure you save those expenses, those transactions and stuff like that. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and break this down into my business expenses and as well as YouTube, because I do both. So when it comes to my business, like I said, all the information will be on Shopify because I use Shopify. Now, what you're going to need is your registered business name and also your EIN number. Now, your EIN number is basically the number they're gonna need to file your taxes, and the EIN number, I believe, is free. I think I got mine from my bank. So if you don't know your EIN number but you know that you have one, you can call up your bank and they can pull it up for you. That was the way that I did it because I kind of forgot what my EIN number was, but all I did was call my bank because I did file it with them. Now, whichever place you do happen to file with, that's who I would contact if you're trying to look up what your EIN number is. So make sure you guys have that, because you're going to need your total revenue that you had for that year. You need to count all that up. They need all that, either if it's transactions from PayPal or Shopify or where else, wherever it may be, wherever you do your payments, transactions from and stuff like that. You need that whole revenue, whatever amount of money that you bring in. Like whatever money you bring in, you need to make sure you need to track that, and you need to know I'm not gonna say exact number because I personally didn't know the exact numbers, because I did do like some payments in other forms of ways, like through Cash App and stuff like that. I tried to add those up as much as possible, but just be as precise as you can, because you're not trying to owe Uncle Sam no type of money. So make sure you guys are accurate with how much revenue you had coming in for that year. After you got all your revenue, now you're gonna have to go ahead and break down your expenses. Now, don't just put everything together. I want you guys to go ahead and how can I put it, you need to put them in different categories. Now, for me, for my business, I put supplies, which is, since I do wigs, it would be bleach, it would be combs, it would be wig caps, like things like that. Those are gonna be supplies. Now I did have to do a Florida LLC renewal, which was $138, which is something that you have to file every year and pay to renew your LLC. So that's $138. I had to do Shopify services, which is me paying the platform, like the platform that I use to do my like business and stuff like that. I need to pay $29 every month. I included that as well. And my invoices, so whatever invoices that I did, since like I said, I do hair, whatever invoices that my vendors would send me, those I need those, because those are expenses. Those are money that I had to, you know, put out just to get, like, you know, the products. So I had to count all those up. And then also whatever inventory of anything that you have. Yeah, I had lashes and I also had the scarf, so I also added that up. And then now for me, since this is my first time filing taxes, I did ask my tax guy, would it still be necessary for me to add my startup costs? Because basically your startup cost is anything that you had to come out of pocket to start your business. I think he said like they give you credit up to like 5 or 10,000. I'm not sure, like I'm not 100% sure, but to me, I think he said 5,000. So I went ahead and, you know, made sure I did my startup costs, even though I did start in late 2019. Yeah, I think in 2019 is when I started. So it's still not in the 2020 year, but those still are my, you know, startup costs for my business. And since this was my first time, you know, actually filing my taxes, so what I included was my boxes, my LLC, me even testing out the hairs, because those are expenses. Those are money that I had to come out of pocket to, you know, test out the stuff. And also I did inventory, which are things that I had to buy to, you know, actually sell, like my lashes and my scarves and stuff like that. So I also included those as well. So after you get all that information together, I put on the bottom the total. And then after you do all those things, that's when you're gonna have your whole expenses column. Now when it comes to YouTube, now this is a whole different ball game, because these were a lot of things that I didn't know about. Like, let me know if you guys want me to do 2 separate videos, but I thought I would just mix both of them together, because I mean, I don't really think I need to like go too in depth. But if you guys want me to go more in depth, I actually can make another video on it. But when it comes to YouTube, because I was just talking about my business, that's separate. Now I'm talking about for YouTube. For YouTubers, you actually do get a 1099. You get a 1099 from YouTube, which they mail to you. And if you do Amazon like links, like affiliated links and stuff like that, I have an Amazon affiliated link and stuff, so I got a 1099 from that. And I believe that's it. Yeah, that's the only 2 things that I got a 1099 from. So yeah, so YouTube will basically send you all your information and stuff like that, so you don't have to look up your, like, you know, how much money and add up how much money you got from YouTube and stuff like that. They're already gonna send you the information for that. So after you gotten those, which you are gonna need, is when you're gonna go ahead and basically do the same thing you did for your business. But now when it comes to, you know, when it comes to YouTube, there's a lot of different expenses that you can deduct and some that you can't deduct. So it's very important that you guys make sure that you ask your tax person exactly what you can or cannot deduct. But there is a lot that I really didn't think that you can, but you actually can deduct. Like for instance, my camera. I bought my camera. Supplies that I need, like supplies that I had needed for, you know, for YouTube, like my ring light, my memory cards, my battery chargers, things like that. You need to also add those up. And even when it goes down to perfumes, you can do perfumes. You can do, if you bought clothes and you did clothing hauls, you can do clothing. And you can do me, for instance, I got my teeth done and it was in 2020, so I put my teeth in there because that was an expense that I did to do a video. So basically whatever that you had to come out of pocket and you have a video of you doing it and it's for your job, you can use that as an expense. You can go ahead and ask your tax person more like in detail, or you can just still list all the things that you did have to come out of pocket for, and your tax person will let you know, okay, no, you can't use this, no, you can't use that. But I would make sure that you're as specific I'm sorry, make sure that you're as specific as possible, because these expenses that you're listing out are gonna be potential deductions that the tax person is gonna use to deduct from your total amount of money that you would have to pay taxes on. Which honestly, I didn't really kind of know that, but when I learned that, I was like, oh shoot, like this is lit. Like, so these YouTubers that does like these clothing hauls and all these extra stuff and buy all these things, those are things that they literally can use as deductions for their taxes, which is mind-blowing and crazy to me. But it's a job, it's a real life job. So I did that for my YouTube, and I basically sent all that information to my tax person, and basically he just does his thing, and you know, he adds things here and there wherever it needs to be added. And you know, they'll ask you any type of questions, like anything that you're missing, you know, they'll ask you and stuff like that. Now when it comes to filing your tax, I wouldn't really recommend starting off to do your taxes by yourself and you have a business or you're a YouTuber. I would highly suggest you get someone that actually are in the field that knows what they're doing. Now I say this because there's a lot of things that you don't know in the actual person that's, you know, qualified in that area, that knows what they're doing, that you don't know, that you could have potentially just missed out on. For instance, I'll give you guys this for example. If we all know that we were in a panorama, and for instance, my sister got sick. She got sick from corona. She had to, you know, quarantine for like 14 days. I think it was more than 14 days, but let's say for 14 days. And her, since she has a regular job, she's a nurse, they paid her for staying home. But when it comes to us entrepreneurs, we don't have anybody giving us money for not being able to work because we're sick and stuff like that. So my tax person did say that they have this thing where they give you up to like 10, I think he said 10 to 15 days, correct me in the comments, but I think he told me up to 10 days for you being sick, and they'll basically give you a credit for that because you were sick, and you know, no one paid you for being sick because you're an entrepreneur. So things like that you wouldn't really know if you filed taxes by yourself. So I would highly suggest you get a tax person that knows what they're talking about, that knows these information to help you, because the more that you're able to deduct, the more that you're able to basically save from having to pay taxes. Overall, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys like how much I had to pay and stuff like that. So I did have my sister, so she was my dependent when I was filing taxes. She's 13 years old, 13 or 12, I think she's 12 years old. So for me personally, I had a dependent. So if you don't have a dependent, this is not gonna relate to you, but I had a dependent. Mine might be a little bit different for people that don't have a dependent, but in total with all my expenses and stuff like that, I had to I didn't really know how to read like the information that he sent me, but I'm pretty sure if I asked him questions that he would let me know. He'll let me know what he would have let me know, like what I would have to pay and stuff like that. But on the paper it did say that I would have had to pay around $1,900 worth of taxes, so $1,900 of taxes. Now I'm not sure if this is after the deductions or after the credits that he applied. That's when I had to pay the $1,800. But that's the amount that I was supposed to pay. But since I personally have a dependent, I was able to, you know, I guess cross out those expenses, because you know, when you do have a dependent, they do give you money for having a dependent. So in total, I didn't have to pay any taxes, which I'm really grateful for. I'm grateful for and happy, because I was kind of scared. I was like, oh shoot, like how much am I gonna have to pay in taxes? This might be hella money, which at the end of the day, it would have been a cute little penny that I had to pay, which like I said, around 18 to like $2,000, which is, it's a cute little penny that you have to come out of pocket. But these are things that you have to pay for. You have to pay your taxes. Things that I would do differently next year, which for whoever is filing taxes the next year, I want you guys to be ready so you guys are prepared for all the things that you know need for filing your taxes for next year. So one thing I would say is get QuickBooks. Now I do have QuickBooks, and I think I pay about, ooh, how much do I pay? 19? I think I paid $19 to like $25 for QuickBooks, but I would highly suggest QuickBooks, especially if you have a small business, because they'll be able to, you're able to do a lot of things on there. You're able to track your invoices, put your expenses on there. You could take pictures of your receipts, like anything like that. Like you're able to put in QuickBooks and have it already organized. And also the cool thing about QuickBooks is you're able to track your mileage. Now this is very important because, you know, as business owners, we need to go to the post office, drop out orders, go to the stores to get supplies and stuff like that. All these things, mileages are deductions, which I didn't know that. I recently just started QuickBooks in the beginning of this year, because I was hearing a lot of people say if you're a business owner, you need to have QuickBooks and stuff like that. And I finally got it, which I really see the reason why they say like QuickBooks is really the way to go. Yes, you do have to come out of pocket on it, but I think at the end of the day, I think you can deduct QuickBooks from your taxes, because it is an application that you, I'm sorry you guys, it is an application that you did use for your business. So I would highly suggest you get QuickBooks, because you're able to track your mileage, track your bank statements, whatever it may be. QuickBooks got you. So, and then at the end of the year, you don't have to keep roaming around looking for all your information and all your expenses and stuff like that, because everything will already be filed down in QuickBooks, and all you have to do is give your tax person your QuickBooks account, and they'll have all the information ready to go for them, which will make their life easier and your life easier for when you're ready to, you know, file your taxes and stuff. And also the second thing that I am gonna say, which I am guilty of not doing, is saving up for my taxes. Now I really see why most people is like, okay, I have a separate bank account just for my taxes. I see why they do that, because who wants to come out of pocket thousands of dollars at a hole for taxes, when, you know, when tax come around, you have to come out of a pocket like a few thousands of dollars. Who got time for that? Like, or forget, even if you have the funds for it, like even if you have the funds for it, who wants to come out of pocket a few $1,000s because of taxes? So instead of just doing that, I would highly suggest, like, throughout the year, make sure that you guys put some money away. I don't have a precise amount that I put away, but at least try to put 100 away a month, or more than that. But like I said, it's all up to you and how much you're trying to, you know, save up for, you know, the coming year. Even though you don't save the full amount, at least you will have something to take out from, and you won't have to come out of pocket everything for the taxes. So I would highly suggest you go ahead and save up for your taxes, okay? I don't know if you guys watched my previous videos, but I do have a cash stuffing envelope thing. I have a tab specifically for taxes. Like, whatever extra money that I have, even not even extra money, like, I make sure that I take out taxes from whatever payment that I get, just to make sure that I save up and be ready for next year. Even though I was lucky enough that this year, since I did have a dependent, I didn't have to go ahead and pay those thousands of dollars worth of taxes. Thank God, because God was really looking out, because I'm like, dang, I'm really gonna have to come out of pocket all that money. But it's very important that you go ahead and save up, or make a savings for it. If you know that you're gonna touch it, make a savings for it, for your taxes for next year. And lastly, the thing where I really want to make sure that you guys get through it is that you find a really good tax person. Now, this is very important. What do they call those people? Tax people? I know there's a specific tax agent. I don't know what you call them, but make sure that you have a reliable and a tax person that's really educated on, you know, on 1099s and stuff like that. Because a lot of people claim that they do taxes, but they don't know the whole back end and all the ways that they can help you save money. Like I said, my tax person was able to, you know, save me a good amount of money and get me a good amount of credit from, like, different things that he knew about, because he was informed on all the information that, you know, he needed to know, which I am very grateful about. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys filed taxes this year. Let me know how much you paid. I want to be nosy, because damn, paying taxes is a lot. It's a cute little pretty penny. But let me know in the comments down below if this video was helpful any type of way, and if it was, please make sure you guys share it with your friends and family, or anyone that may need this information. And make sure you like this video, it will help me tremendously. And make sure you guys are subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.